Magazine Monday, Magazine Monday, Magazine Monday. What are you reading today? Well, I'll tell you what. Kind of cool just watching the Rio Grandes pull a couple of cars around the old Skaboodle. And, you guys just stopped. That's interesting. Okay, and now you've continued. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Did a little bit of track cleaning, a little bit of track work. Fun stuff. We're at the fish market. There we go. The nice little bait and tackle house. Right on the lake. We got to get some boats for that thing. If anybody knows a good spot for some 3D printed boats, I can just finagle together. Let's do it. Hi, buddy. All right. Well, over there. Set these cars out last night. I had a couple minutes. Did a little bit of weathering on the bottom of these cars. Pretty nifty. They're on the bean-shaped diorama. I love this diorama. There's the UP caboose that I finished up. See, a little bit at a time. Gotta love it, gotta love it. And Mr. Josh Gordon, thank you for that. Still on loan from the Josh Gordon lease fleet. Let's look at our magazines that we have out on the table. I really like this one. I want to look at that one. That is a little bit disheveled. Southern Pacific's Golden Empire and N Scale. Explore the HO Scale Raton Division. I think we've done that one before. But it's okay. I like this. The SD45-2XR. Montana Rail Link. But we're going to visit Northlands today. I've been there. Had a chance to go there years ago. And they're really fixing it up now, from what I understand. But it was something amazing the first time I went there. It's very overwhelming. Just a lot of trains, a lot of track, a lot of this, a lot of that. But you got to upgrade. You got to keep moving. You got to do nifty things. Love this. UP-8. Look at that. It doesn't even have the ditch lights. That is old school. -8 CW, mate. Let's keep flipping. Buy stuff, America's Hobby Center. LGB. Keep moving. Keep moving. What do we got? What do we got? Just a lot of advertisements. Buy stuff. This is a cool looking car. Look at that. It's like a gondola with things and stuff. Ooh, I could hear the trash truck getting close. We may be interrupted by the trash truck. Who cares? Let's go. Ooh, is this a comic? Yes. Are you sure we're on the right track? Oh, I get it. That's the model railroad in there, and you're on the real track out there. Cool stuff. Love this. C44-9. Oh, no. Oh, no. There it is. Trash truck. Trash truck. Gonna make a bunch of noise. Oh, you're just gonna have to deal with it then. All right. See, we do this on the fly. We don't do any cuts. I love this. They got the high number boards, the low number boards. This is an N scale, obviously. They were really a step ahead, I believe, in the N scale game. Really cool. I apologize for my sniffling and snaffling. I was in North Carolina this weekend. And get that damn wire out of here. I was in North Carolina this weekend. And was out celebrating the St. Patrick's Day, playing a couple of shows. I love this. Encore in N scale. Gotta love it. Beautiful, beautiful. SD7, SD9. Look at that. What is that? Is that an NW? Yeah, it's an NW2. Love those NW2s. I actually have the shell of one that Mr. Gordon gave me. We got some containers. Love the wide vision caboose. That's good. A little bit of UPS. New stuff coming out in the hobby. And of course, let's get back to actually what we're looking at here. What year is this? September of 1997. I remember this. Remember getting this one in the mail. But yeah, you have your horn hook couplers still being a thing. And then the good old Athearn advertisements from back in the day where they'd put their models and then they'd use some real picture of a train and Photoshop it in, mate. Look at that. Got the gold chassis system GP40. Go Athearn. Get it done. I love this. Encouragement for photographers. Even now. But let's get into Northlands. This is a real spot. I remember the first time I saw this view and just all these ginormous bridges. Everybody's like, that's not real. That's not prototypical. Yeah, it doesn't matter. This is, it's almost like when you step into Northlands, you're stepping into a dream world of model railroading. Just giant, huge mountains, trains everywhere, people walking along the ledges to, if a train falls off, they could walk along here, step up over there. There's little removable plates where they can service the train. I love this. You got the golden spike ceremony. Love that. A lot of mantua, I think, is what it was at the time. They used a lot of, I think they still used horn hook couplers too. I really like this. This is a really cool shot. These giant sweeping curves. Love those. Big farmland. It is a really big place. I mean, it's hard to fathom when you're standing up on the top deck looking down over these bridges where you were just like, see how this, you could see the size of this. It's just amazing. It really is. Very awe-inspiring to the model railroad enthusiast if you're just talking about running trains. If you're looking for detail, not so much so. How to model a saltwater port. How do we model a saltwater port? I love this tugboat. So wonderful. God, that's so cool. Now, you want to talk about detail. Boom. Get your ripples in the water, a lot of that stuff. Just really cool to see all the detail on the barge, steam loco. Doesn't need to be that big. It just needs to do the trick. Don't read into that, ladies. Or do. Look at all the wood planking on the deck. And that's just time. You got to take your time to do that. Let me come over here to the little the end scale skaboodle. And you could see that is all hand laid. I did that over the top of styrene. Those are toothpicks that I shaved down. And you just got to take your time. How do you get that effect? Well, you paint it, then you sand it, then you paint it, then you sand it. All that is just actual balsa wood. And definitely does the trick. It looks really cool. And then you take the time to lay the rock down and you lay the rock down. Wow. Really cool. But yeah, you just got to take the time. And if you take the time, you won't have to do the crime. But I do suggest if you don't have the time, definitely pre-built structures in this day and age are so much ready to rock. Look at this, old school. That's a rail power shell that somebody detailed up. You can tell because the rail power shells, the windows on the front of those Dash 8s were always a little funky. I remember I had a hell of a time trying to work on that, but I love these trackside photos. Look at that. You have the full-on shebang. Look at this. That's a nice little G-scale model right there, maybe even F-scale. Pretty cool. Wow. Wow. Got an RS unit right there. Beautiful. And, of course, our Tehachapi. Right there. Very own. That's actually just club power. Those SD9s. Right there in the gallows. In the narrows. And then we get to our Dash 840 CWs from Union Pacific. How do we model these? Very carefully. We model them very carefully, we do. Anyways. Yeah, look at that. Mantua Collectibles. What better magazine edition. And I always love the models of the months because they just look so party. And once again, probably set up on a diorama outside. Get that really beautiful shot. Nothing like natural sunlight. How to make realistic trees? Look at that. That looks like something else. Gotta love it. And then it's just kind of a, it is a perishable skill, but I already talked about this where you've got to learn how to actually, when you get these woodland scenic trees, you got to bend them into the right shape. You got to really take your time to give them their own little story. Every tree is its own thing, and that's how you get certain trees that just, they have their own character. I mean, this is one of those woodland scenics trees, and I know we're not getting a lot of good light on it. Let's see if we can get a good angle, but when you look at this thing and how it's set into the diorama, we did a little bit of static grass with lichen and a little bit of spray paint to give it a uniformal canopy, but just the way that you have to bend the branches and give it a little bit of love and make it that umbrella over the top of what is being done. All right. Super elevating HO scale flex track. That's an article for another time. California Northeastern Railroad. Well, after my own heart right there. Look at that. Nice little, what is that? Oh, it's a 6x11. Yeah, I am fighting something from bringing that back from the East Coast. But that's so cool. 6x11, look at that. What a beautiful looking layout. You got a nice little camo back right there. Little switching yard, little upper level, little downtown area. Some commerce being done, a little bit of cargo. Love it. Absolutely love it. Man. Gotta love that. Computerized block control. Yeah, that's supposed to work down at the La Mesa Club. We'll see how that works. I love this layout design because it looks like you can take like just a 4x8 layout and then just add to it. So you have this nice peninsula to just run a train around if you want to just have constant running. Much like this puppy over here. You want to have some constant running? Run it around in a circle. It's okay. Uh-oh, we just lost the caboose. Let's shut this down. I'll put that back on the track. There's this spot right back in there. I've got to tamp that down. When you come around this corner, the track has like a little bit of just a slight elevation raise. I've noticed that. We'll fix that. Look at that little DTI Pete Steinmetz has. I have 2 cars that I got that I took over to his layout. They're sitting on his layout somewhere, hopefully. I love those DTIs. And painting Santa Fe FTs. What a beautiful scheme. The blue and yellow. And those arched windows on the F units. Very unique look. Very unique, iconic locomotive. And the FTs, you could always tell they have this, whatever that radiator box was up here around the fans. Very unique. Not like the F3s or the F7s. And a little bit more Santa Fe. Ask the paint shop, they'll let you know. So that's about that. Let's see if they gotten along the line in here for us to read. They do. The passing times, as my friend Mason says, you can change with the times, but don't let the times change you. It seems railroads never throw anything away. Or at least, they don't throw anything very far. That old boxcar serves as a shed until it rots away. Wheels and brake shoes lie hidden in the weeds, but the passage of time doesn't always mean rust and grime. Ooh, Dr. Seuss. The diesels have just emerged from the paint shop, ready to face a second decade in their Sunday best. Well, I hope so. There you go, the passing times. And with that, just remember, your most important signal is going to be your next one. Let's see what the back page looks like. Thank you, Kato, for making a beautiful SD45. DCC, get it! Do it! And that's that. Hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next time. Rock and roll.